So here I start with a very, very fine saw blade, and I cut off the sprue very carefully. This saw blade can break very easily, so you have to be careful about making sure it doesn't catch on anything that's a little bit jagged. So when I cut halfway through, I get my file and I just adjust that sprue just a little bit to give me a little bit more room, and then I continue to file until the very end, until that sprue is just ready to go. And sometimes I just pinch it off like that rather than filing straight through, because that can also break the file. So here's my piece compared to a piece that already has a sprue on it. And now I'm ready to do the rough filing. So here I'm filing off the lump of silver that was the sprue. And now I give the top of the ring just a light file, not too strong, just to get any rough edges off at this point. Now I've adjusted my camera so you can get a better look. Here I'm just getting rid of some rough edges on the inside of the ring there, little bits of silver lumps. And let's get a different position in my vise here, just to get right in where the shaft of the ring joins up with the top of the ring. You can see the ring is still fairly rough now, so this takes a lot of filing. This is a very short video compared to the amount of time I will actually spend filing this ring, but this gives a general idea. So now filing the back of the ring, which will be filed completely flat. And see here, there's a line there, that's the join which comes from the casting. So that has to be filed off, and then the edges get a little bit of a file. And that is a very simple version of the filing process. Now the polishing process. So I take a little bit of polishing compound, and in this case I'm just going to wet the polishing compound and put it directly on the ring. Sometimes you put it on the Dremel and sometimes you put it directly on there. So just rub that on. Then use my Dremel to start giving the final polish. This is going to bring it up to a really, really smooth luster. Adding a little bit more polish onto the back of the ring and using the Dremel on there. Now the top of the ring. And you can see it's just covered in polishing compound. The more the merrier. Just lash on that polishing compound. That's it, a little shake. This is just using a cloth to take off any little pieces of wet polishing compound. Now I'll use my sanding pads. These are my favourite little sanding pads. They have a tiny little bit of grit on them, and they're great for a final polish, and you can even add a little bit of polishing compound to them as well, and they bring up a really, really smooth shine. Now there's a lot more to it than this. There's a long list of different grits you use to polish down the ring until it comes to a final polish, but you would be very bored if I showed every single detail of this process. So this is just enough to get an idea of how the ring is finished. And there we go. That is the ring polished up nicely. Now we're going to clean up the area and do the packaging for the ring. There's the ring looking gorgeous. Look at that shine on that ring. Beautiful. Now we will package up the ring in our branded box. I take out the insert of the box and then I use a little bit of masking tape. just to clean off any bits of debris from the box inserts. Just make sure there's no little white specks or anything like that on the black insert. And carefully placing the ring in there, making sure that I don't touch any areas that could get a thumbprint or any kind of grease on the ring. And that's it. Lovely. And that's ready to go. Next I'll start preparing my inserts. So we have a little folder here, a little Newgrange branded folder with some information about lost wax casting. There it is there. And a picture of a piece being carved and the final piece there. And then we have a little thank you card, Newgrange, hello from Ireland. And you can contact us and leave a review if you like on social media. And finally we have our jewellery care guide. This is just some information on how to keep your piece nice and shiny. And with the jewellery care guide I provide tarnish-free paper. This is the paper that you can wrap your piece in whenever you're not wearing it and keep it in your box, and that will ensure that your piece doesn't get tarnished. Now let's pack them all up. In goes the information for lost wax casting. Make sure it's straight. And here's your little hello card. Line up those edges, make sure they're straight. And your jewellery care guide. And then I squeeze in your anti-tarnish paper so that you can keep your jewellery looking lovely. And that is it. Your piece of jewellery is ready to go. Thanks for watching. Slán go fóill.